Hello again, my friend. In a previous video, I talked about the fact that we are in ending stage, to use the term of financial transitionists. So I want to talk a little bit more about that today and what that means, and share with you a helpful tool that I've found while we're in ending stage. What does ending stage mean? Well, it's basically a pivot point. Life has changed, and there's no going back to how it was previously. That's scary. That's very emotion laden. That's full of emotion. That's why so many of us are struggling with a lot of big emotions in a very short amount of time. I think I said before that it's a roller coaster, and it feels that way for many of us, me included. Ending stage means that everything that you knew previously is no longer the case, and it requires a shift in mindset, whether you want to or not. So I want to share with you a tool or a series of steps that I learned about and found very helpful in this shift in mindset. How to move from the chaos of the ending stage to what might be a healthier response. Susan Bradley shared this with us. She's the creator of Financial Transitionist Institute. And she calls it a mindset reset. So in a mindset reset, there are 3 steps. The first is, you've got to identify what's at stake. What's really important to you right now? Stress has been defined as when something that you feel is important is threatened. So if you feel under stress right now, or even if you don't, this is a great time to step back and think about what's really important to me right now. What makes me emotional? What feels threatened? What's the most important thing right now? And what do I need to protect? I found this to be a helpful journal exercise and a great clarification tool to sit back and think about what's really important after all the noise is cleared away. Once you can identify that, the next step then is to think of a time in your life when you experienced resilience. Now, surely you've had lots of experiences in your life, and surely there have been other times when you've had a challenge, when you've faced something difficult. Whether it was a desired challenge or not, some change, some transition in your past that you have faced and you have gotten through. Take a moment to think about that. What did you do? What were the tools that you used? What were the skills that you had? Maybe you didn't know you had. What traits did you possess, or qualities, attributes that helped you to get through that stressful time that you experienced in the past? And as you think about that, another helpful thing to do is to really sit with that, almost relive it in your mind, but also in your body. Because your brain doesn't actually know the difference between you're living something right now and something that you are remembering vividly from the past. So if you remember that vividly, you will actually trigger similar emotional and physical response within your body. Think about where you feel that feeling of resilience, those tools that you called upon in your time of need. Think about that in your body. And then you bring that into your present just by doing that thought exercise. Bringing that to your current situation. What tools, what skills, what attributes did you have? Maybe you forgot about, or maybe you're very aware of. But how do those translate to today's situation, whatever it is you're facing? How can those tools and skills help you with what you are facing today? Now, the third step, good news, is that you don't have to do this alone. That's the third realization in the mindset reset. Think about your support system. What does it look like? Who do you have to call upon in times of need? friend, a family member, a spiritual leader. The person or people that you have in your support system don't even necessarily have to be alive. I have a friend who likes to get quiet and remember her grandmother. What would her grandmother say in this situation? And she's amused and helped to imagine that conversation and what might ensue. Your support system also doesn't have to include people that you actually know. I have another friend who likes to follow an author, and so her support system is to read a book by that author or to go online and find a TED Talk and actually hear that person speak, listen to their words, and absorb their support, even if they're not directly connected. So what does your support system look like? Might be helpful to jot that down so that in times of stress or frustration, you can refer back to that and call upon your support system to help you. Kelly McGonigal wrote a great book, The Upside of Stress, and she also did a TED Talk, which you might want to check out. In that TED Talk, she says that stress gives us access to our hearts. It's an interesting thing to think about, isn't it? She also says that stress, when viewed as helpful, helps you to create the biology of courage. So if you're feeling less than courageous, which I completely understand, you might think back to how stress could help you, how it can help you to have that pumping heart that opens up to all of the emotions, the entire spectrum of what you're feeling and what you're going through. Letting those emotions pass through, and perhaps letting some be helpful rather than harmful. Just a different way of looking at it, and appropriate for a mindset reset discussion. I'd like to leave you with a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson that I've always loved. And that is, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are but small matters compared to what lies within us." You have the tools and everything that you need within you, my friend. I know it. So until next time, take care and be well.